My name is Cassidy, and I will be talking about the car maze and past history of mazes in the psychology field, along with two new researches that have been done lately. Here's a table of contents talking about what I will be going over if you would like to skip to anything in the slide. So this is Harvey Carr. He was born in Indiana in 1873 and passed away in 1954. He earned his bachelor and master's degree at the University of Colorado and then ended up at the University of Chicago, and that is where he stayed until he retired in about 1958-38. He created the car maze, which was just an improvement to the research he did with John Watson about previous mazes. So this is a picture not of the car maze, but a picture of the maze that him and Watson did together, which had a removable leaf. Carr's maze was pretty much the same exact thing. I couldn't find it updated or an old picture, but for the car maze there were two different types which were redrawn by John Wiley and Sons Incorporated. Even though there were two different ones, they were each the same length and had the same pathways, and hallways were all the same. They're just two different designs. The history of mazes. Yay for history. So here are some of the things that I'll be going through in the next few slides about the history of mazes. They were first developed from my readings at Clark University. One of the first ones were by Hill Willard Small, which was the Hampton Court Maze. Like I said, this is the Hampton Court Maze located in England, and this is what Small modeled his maze from. He actually went to the maze and actually tried to do it himself and understand and figure out how the rats themselves would be trying to figure out how to get to the food in the mazes. Small's design was actually a lot smaller, obviously, and the walls were made of chicken wire so that the rats would be able to see through to the food and find their way through. But later on, some experimenters after Small started creating walls that they could not see through. They would also cover the top of the mazes so that the rats would not jump out and go directly to the food. And this is John Watson. Watson was the first one to create the School of Behaviorism. He studied at Furman University. He entered college at age 16 and he graduated at age 21 with a master's. As I said previously, after Small's experiment, others began to use walls that the rats could not see through, which John Watson did. He somewhat replicated the same design, which all designs tend to be the same. It's a maze. What more could you make? And but yeah, Watson was the one that did that, changed it. And he also found that A.J. Kinman's finding of rhesus monkeys could solve Hampton's Court Maze as well, which were similar to rodents, but Watson was studying behaviorism, and I suppose animals would fall into that. And he passed away in 1954. He also worked with Harvey Carr in an experiment that they did. And as I said in the beginning of the slide, that Carr took his car maze and somewhat bettered it, I guess, in the book's opinion, to support more of his research and findings. New research. So some new research that has been done. Blueberry fed to rats enhance their memory in the maze because of the blueberry supplementation in them, mainly aged blueberries. And along with landmark learning invertebrates, which include pigeons and rats, and pretty much pigeon and rats, talking about how they encode simple spatial maps in both open field and touchscreen environments. But what I take from it is that they learn the same way to remember where they're going, because if birds are always flying somewhere, they have to memorize that because they're constantly on the move. And rats, well, if we're sticking them in mazes, then I guess you would need to understand what they're trying, or understand how they figure out what they're doing and going through, which is why a lot of research done in psychology has to do with rats and mazes. So that is the end of my presentation. If you want to know what this is for my history and systems class and psychology, obviously. So thanks for watching or listening.